Yeah. I wanted to wait for a few people. I don't want to start until we've got everyone's had a minute to move over to the other side. Good, Michelle. They say they cannot hear me though. Oh, Matt, can you hear me now? All right, they have sound now. Okay, awesome. Well, you didn't hear me tell you that was your practice. Your practice of sitting quietly and having some mindfulness for 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started because the first couple of minutes are just kind of going over our processes. So, welcome everybody to our 1st of August, our August in the Know. We're excited that you're here. Lots of good things to go over, and just as always, good to connect with you all. Oh, everyone said they can do it all. It's all working now. Okay. So we're going to start with just our agenda, except for now I can't move the slides. Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right. Now I can move the slides. Okay. All right. So just a list of the things that we're going to go over today. Some fun things happening. And as always, we want to start with any celebrations or appreciations. So I want to celebrate that we're here and we got this going and we're able to have our In the Know today. And I'm here from you all. And if anyone has any celebrations that they want to share, if you want to just put them in the chat. We have other celebrations we'll talk about today, but I always like to hear from you all of things that we want to pay attention to. All right, while we're waiting for that sound delay, I'm going to go over some of our celebrations and then I'll keep an eye out for yours. We wanted to thank Lydia Myers, who just recently retired, and thank her for her many years at PCL. The team had a nice celebration for her, and we were able to send her off with a little thank you from PCL, and really appreciate it. So I think she's already retired, so I'm pretty sure she didn't sign on for In the Know today. But those of you who know her, please send her your well wishes and make sure you know how much we appreciate all of her time with PCL. The golf tournament. Oh, we're celebrating the golf tournament. Yes, absolutely. All right. And then another retirement. We have 2 DSPs retiring. Gail is retiring, and Gail has worked for us for like 19 plus years. Amazing DSP, and we're really grateful for all of your time with us, Gail. And we wish you the very best in your retirement. Enjoy that time with your family and sort of just that well deserved retirement and living things on your as you please right now. So again, please reach out to Gail and thank her so much for all of her time and all of her. I'd appreciate her. Let her know how much we appreciate her. Okay, I'm getting lots of thank yous to that. Awesome. Yes, we're celebrating that you found the stream. Natasha wants to celebrate the Self Advocacy Group Spark. A group of advocates and mentors are connecting with a branch of self advocates in St. Helens, and they've been doing after 10 years plus. I think that it's a Spark group. I think in St. Helens that they helped get moving on, get going, and that's really exciting that they're there today, kind of celebrating that milestone in that organization. The other Spark group's been going for so many years. Thanks for bringing that up, Natasha. Oh, yeah, Jennifer did notice that those were 2 DSPs from the same area. Yeah, awesome. The other thing we have to celebrate and update you on. So PCL, we applied for another grant around helping us provide more training and help us all learn and grow regarding diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And we received that grant, and we wanted part of the idea was that to really center this year's annual Learning Institute around that topic and how we can learn from each other and grow as an organization. So the good news is that we got the grant and we're really excited. It's going to be a great agenda. And the other part of that was the way in order to process that grant, it takes a little longer than we anticipated. So we pushed the ALI, the Annual Learning Institute, to October so that we could access all of those funds to make it just a really great event. And so really thank you to everybody who worked on that, Sarah Swinson and James and everybody, our exec team, and so many other people who are actually Patrick, people are out doing diversity and equity training now, giving us some insights and some ideas. So that's a great celebration. So just a few tips on that. If you received something saying that you're on the ALI list for this year in October, August, you are still on the ALI list for October, right? So if something came up and you had been working on exceptions for August, we hope now the October dates will work for you. So we're going from the same list, and then we'll keep adding people if there's openings for that grant for that event. So we're really excited about it. We have some great trainers coming and some really fun things happening. All right, another celebration and announcement we have is our agency picnic that takes place in Monmouth in our northern area is coming up in September 7th. It's in the Monmouth Park. It's a really fun event. Plus, we'll also be celebrating Zelly's retirement, so we'll have some activities around Zelly's retirement as his last day and his role is the end of September. So we're having him, he's on a celebration tour, right? So, and then he'll also be joining, he's going to get a little bit more work or just actually more fun when we do our picnic in Northern Oregon. He'll come down, Southern, sorry, keep those backwards. He'll join us for that as well. So there'll be an opportunity for everybody to engage and celebrate, but it's a fun event. So mark your calendars. It's a great time to get out and connect with the community, see each other. And then we celebrate lots of milestones. We celebrate our long-term employees at their 10, 15, 20, 30. Do we have 35 this year? And one 35-year person this year. That's pretty exciting. It's a fun event. I'm going to slow down just a second to make sure that I haven't gone too fast for any questions. The other thing we're going to do a little different this month is we usually do all of our staff appreciations, our staff of the month, those celebrations at our in-person all staff meeting. However, this is, the dates got a little off because of venues this month. So it'll be a while before we have our next in-person in September. And so we want to make sure that this group here doesn't have to wait to be celebrated. So we are going to do our staff of the month in just a minute. Oh, I was just making sure there was nothing in the chat. And so we're going to go there. I think that you can cue that, Jen.
Hi, my name is Misty Noble. I'm the STC for 44th, and I'm excited to announce our Staff of the Month winner, Jordan Davis, for the month of July. Over the past 4 years, Jordan has demonstrated exceptional dedication to the people she serves. Her hands-on approach to medical appointments and all things medical related is committed.
All right, excuse us for one other bit of technical. We realized that our interpreters are not on the screen, so my apologies to anybody who has been missing that. And we're going to take a quick pause so we can get that set up correctly, and then we'll come back to this.
dependable. She ensures that all information is reliable and dependable, providing peace of mind to both coworkers, guardians, and the people she supports. Jordan is known for her meticulous attention to detail, making her a trusted source in our team. She often takes the lead in calling medical providers for additional details, setting up appointments, and relaying medical information for her team. One of Jordan's most endearing qualities is her ability to bring laughter and smile to those around her. Through her joyful dance moves, and you should see them, they're pretty sweet, and her positive attitude, she creates a warm and welcoming environment that brightens everyone's day. Her efforts to engage people and encourage community involvement have made a significant impact, fostering a sense of belonging and creativity among those we serve. Jordan strives to engage the people she supports both in their home and out of it. She recently has planned a meaningful activity for Dwayne to go see one of his favorite bands in Portland this coming September, along with several other activities throughout the past year, including beach trips, shopping sprees to spruce up a wardrobe, a trip to the Aviation Museum to see all the cool things, fun get-together barbecues, annual photos, trips for sweet treats like ice cream or frozen yogurt, along with many, many more. Passionate about her work, Jordan is always alert and uses her keen senses to notice signs of concern, discomfort, or change in condition. Her ability to employ critical thinking and problem-solving skills is invaluable, ensuring that any issues are addressed promptly and efficiently. Jordan helps to keep her team on the same page and document efficiently so that everyone can be in the loop and on track. Her coworkers say that one of Jordan's strongest attributes is levity. We don't see a day go by without her laughter and fun when Jordan is working and engaging others. They also appreciate her abundance mentality. She not only enhances her own success, but also contributes positively to her team's overall performance and morale. Her belief in ample opportunities, resources, and her generous approach to create a supportive and thriving work environment. In addition to her professional skills, Jordan supports those she serves with wonderful home-cooked meals. The delightful smell of her cooking fills the air. She is constantly finding new ways to enhance foods and meet dietary guidelines, ensuring everybody enjoys delicious and nutritious meals. Jordan embodies the quality of an exemplary staff member. Her dedication, compassion, and unwavering commitment to helping others make her an outstanding candidate for this recognition. It was an easy nomination for Staff of the Month award, and I believe she truly deserves this honor. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Hello, PCL. This is Billy, STC at Coloma, and I am delighted to introduce Ricky Knopf as Staff of the Month for July 2024. Ricky's dedication, hard work, and creativity have greatly contributed to the success and well-being of Annie, Christopher, and the team. Ricky has been instrumental in helping Annie and Christopher be able to enjoy their own community and to experience new adventures. One adventure would be helping Annie and Christopher to go swimming at the Dallas Aquatic Center. Annie said that she had never been swimming, but with the support of Ricky and the team, Annie was introduced to the water in a supportive and caring way. Annie told me that she enjoyed the water and even said that she wanted to go back. Ricky is also someone that is usually behind the camera taking the pictures, but luckily we did find some where Ricky is showcased. Another adventure was a trip to the bowling alley where she and Annie had the best time bowling with her friends. She also helped to make Christopher's 29th birthday and pizza party a huge success. It was such a wonderful sight to see the smile on Christopher's face when all of his friends showed up to celebrate with him. Outside of making sure that Annie and Christopher get to live their best lives outside of their home, Ricky is also a huge part of their health, safety, and happiness at home. Ricky ensures that both Annie and Christopher receive their medications on time each week by diligently completing the med reviews. She has created relationships with BHS and the numerous doctors to make sure that when there's a discrepancy in the medications, Ricky is able to easily remedy the situation. One more thing that I am amazed to witness is how she presents a meal to Christopher. You would think that she is a waiter at a 5-star restaurant. She would present the meal like, "Today we have a yummy beef stew, complete with fresh vegetables and potatoes. The drink of the day is a lovely chocolate banana shake, and for dessert, we have a moist double chocolate cake with a side of strawberries." This creative approach brings joy to Christopher, as evidenced by the huge smile on his face. Ricky's dedication, compassion, creativity, and hard work make her an invaluable member of the team. Thank you, Ricky, for everything you do for Annie, Christopher, and the team at Coloma.
Good morning, PCL.
Good morning, Q.
Hello, PCL family. Today I want to give a shout out to Hayden Young. He's awesome, and if you don't know him, you should know him because he's been around for a while. And if you don't know him, get to know him because he's cool people. And not only is he cool people, but he is an awesome staff. He's got amazing devotion to purpose and integrity. He's killing it when it comes to the PCL mission and values. He goes above and beyond every day, 5 days out of the week. He is the first face that Bo sees, and he greets him with humor and positivity and kindness. He makes his coffee just the way he likes it, gives him breakfast. I mean, like, he starts his day just the best way possible. And Hayden really just is the first one to get up and help solve any issues around the house. He is the oil that keeps this machine running smoothly. And we all appreciate you, Hayden. Thank you so much. And also, thank you so much for help with getting Keo's pool all situated. I'm sure Keo appreciates it. You know, Bo appreciates you greeting him with just nothing but positivity every day. I know Olivia appreciates you. Your whole team appreciates you. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm a new hire. I appreciate Hayden because he's reliable, he keeps the house running, and he always has answers to my questions. He's also very good at keeping things lighthearted and chill all the time.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm also a new staff, and I appreciate Hayden because he is very helpful and he really cares about everybody here, and he always has the right answers, and I don't know what I would do without him.
Hey, Hayden. Thank you for being on good staff. You help us to do everything. Helping set up my air conditioner and giving me a meds, wake up when I'm not awake. And thank you for helping Bo and Keo, my besties. And thank you for being such a great staff. And you are an awesome staff. You rock, Hayden. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Introducing Sophia Parsons as Staff of the Month. Sophia is an amazing DSP at Sandra. She plays a major role in the lives of the kiddos. Sophia takes new staff under her wings and helps them to learn how things go, welcoming them, making them feel comfortable, and encourages them. She is always looking for new things for the kiddos to try, from new foods to expand their palates, to new places and adventures, to new skills to encourage independence. I cannot even tell you how often I am getting new messages of things she knows the kids will like, from toys to learning. All these things she learns from listening and taking mental notes. Sophia is such an important part of the kiddos' lives that when she is there, they get excited to see her. Thank you, Sophia, for all that you do and continue to do every day for everyone of Sandra.
Hi, I'm Joy from Job Lunch. I am here with Baba, who has a job at Trader Joe's, and we're at Trader Joe's. And we're here because his job coach is Staff of the Month. It's Brennan Chedapesh. So tell me some things, Baba, that Brennan does for you.
He helped me install. He helped me do the customers, and he's helped me doing like bars and equestrians and all different things. And I didn't like me do that. I pray for him for doing that, right? God do it for him. I pray for him. Do things right.
Yeah, so he helps you do things right. So your mom wrote me a couple things I'm going to read. She wrote that Brennan's care, kindness, and helping my son to learn the things he needs for his employment has been great. I see all this through how my son positively responds and works with him. And so, Brennan, Bubba and I want to say this one last thing. We got it? Here we go. Congratulations!
Hey, Kayla. I just want to say congratulations on winning Staff of the Month for July. It is beyond deserved. You are a really amazing DSP as well as a really, really awesome person. You go out of your way constantly for the ladies that you take care of and support, and it is seen and it is felt by everyone that is around you. You smile through the hard times. You make tough times fun. You show up every single day, and you are just a very big light in the home to your coworkers, to the people you support, to me, to people that come in contact with you. We just really appreciate you, and this is very much deserved. So congratulations. I'm very fortunate that I get to be your boss, and we get to enjoy your presence all the time. So thank you again.
Awesome. What great videos. Thank you for everyone who put those together, celebrating our great staff that we're celebrating. So we have Ricky and Jordan and Mandy and Karen and Sophia and Brennan and Hayden and Kayla. We appreciate all you do. So thank you. Okay, so now we're moving on to our questions. So we have questions that come that you just submit to us after the broadcast about things you might have talked about. And then we'll move into our I have an idea or I was wondering why. So a couple of the questions this time are kind of a follow-up. So last time there was a request to say, why aren't we requiring people to work the day before and the day after a holiday in order to get holiday pay? And what we explained was that was when we first moved double time for holiday pay. We had that in place, and there was a couple of things that happened. We quickly learned that we were making lots of exceptions for good reasons. Like teams got together and said, I'll do Christmas Eve, you do Christmas. But then the person who did Christmas Eve, the person who, if they didn't do Christmas Eve, they didn't get the holiday. But that really worked for teams. There are all kinds of things like that. People's families celebrate the holiday on a different day, so they're happy to work now. And some people aren't scheduled. So it became a bit of a lot of exceptions when kind of a rule of thumb is there's so many exceptions, you should look at the policy. And then the other issue really was the tracking, who they know for payroll. And I think maybe that was focused on as the only reason. That was just one of the reasons. We have to weigh cost benefit to those things. It didn't seem as though, it seemed like it was working, that people were working the holidays, getting the pay. And then the extra work of tracking to make sure somebody did was huge as payroll got bigger. So the next question was, why maybe we could still do that, go back to that, requiring the day before, the day after, and address the workload issue around having the coordinators do it, the STCs, your service training coordinators. And so I think, first I want to say that is also a very huge job for your coordinators. We do payroll almost every other week now. If you see the list of missed punches that we see that they manage, there's a lot of data, and we're not all so perfect about getting our timesheets done, right? So it's hard to do that. If it's not accurate, first they have to get them in order. So that's one consideration, and an important one, that we really can't add more. We want them to be focusing on quality services and providing you the supports. But I think the real main reason why we are not going to change that is that it really just doesn't work for everybody. And the cost benefit was really outweighed for the paperwork. But fundamentally, we believe this benefits our DSPs more, right? That the people who are willing to work those holidays, and lots of times teams come together and do it. So I hope that clarifies that better, and that is really, as we have assessed that and looked at that this one came in, that we still really feel like that's the right choice. And we'll just, keep chatting if people have more questions. So that's that one, and I'm going to talk very slow. I'll go to the next one. If questions pop in the chat around it, I'll come back to it because of the time delay. The next was around staff of the month, so they wanted to put that here. If they can do, I'm not staff of the month, my apologies, mission accomplished. Can you submit that for an administrative staff? So, and the answer is yes, of course. It's really around any of our team members. We exempt our leadership, although we get them from leadership all the time and we share them. I love that we want to celebrate them. But this was really digging into the work of our direct care staff and our DSPs and the people who are, coordinating admin support. I think that must be who this is talking about. And you just use the same link. Just use the same link and put them in there. And don't worry about it if it's like, is this the right place? Is it a mission accomplished, or is it a PCL salutes? We'll sort through that. So, all right, let's see. I got a question. Which ESP, the B1 extraordinary perception, or 2 English of specific purpose? I'm not sure I understand that question. Oh, I'm sorry. It's an employment support? Yeah. It's an employment support person. Thank you, Daniel. I think I was like, what is that? Yes, it's our employment support professionals. So we have direct support professionals, and then we have employment support professionals. They just do the work, helping people find jobs, and it's a little different, right? And that's their category of employment. Thanks for that. It's a good question. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. This question is also another follow-up from last month. So Jackie explained, the question was about what happens if somebody needs to express breast milk and the person supported doesn't want it in their refrigerator. It was generally the question. And then, how do we accommodate that? And the answer, I'll kind of go through it because it's really still the same. The concern, I think, the person who put that question is that it wasn't about the person wasn't asking what was legal. So I'm going to tell you what we do when we get asked questions that have BOLI standards to them. So the Bureau of Labor or, whatever the jurisdiction is. We always try to make sure if people ask a question that has rules and legalities around it, that we tell you what they are. We always exceed those guidelines. There's a lot of things that we do that are way above and beyond what the laws require of us. But it's also important that you know what they are, right? Because sometimes we can't, sometimes we can. And we should know what they are, right? So answering that question, telling you what the law was around our requirements was information. The rest of the answer was to say, here's some ideas. So we're creating solutions, right? An idea might be if you put it in a cooler, because that's, you can put it in a cooler and put it in the refrigerator, it might not bother the person. That's a reasonable solution. So I think it was saying, let's work through those solutions. People can bring coolers if that works. However, if we had concerns or if it doesn't work, the best way for us to solve, it's hard to answer this question like generically because people work in a variety of different settings. Some people work in employment and there's not a place. Some people work in somebody's a family home. Some people work in a location where there is a staff room. Some people work when there's not. So it's not a one size fits all answer, right? That's where the laws guide us. But the solution really is if what's working and your options aren't working, you reach out to Jackie or Lisa and we'll help, right? So the answer might be a mini fridge, but we're not going to put 140 mini fridges out there, right? $40 might not be much, but would add up if you do the math. I don't really know what they cost, but there's other things about that, right? Maybe there's no place for you to put it there, right? So if there's not a staff room, where would it go? Sometimes homes have a, I mean, I'm rambling, but I just want to make sure that you understand the spirit of the answer. So the spirit of the answer was to explain what the requirements are, let you know, of course, we want to work with you, and we'll take each case by case, and then try to offer some solutions. The solution might be we have to figure out a different refrigerated space. It might not be, right? So really, if any time these things happen, the best thing is to reach out and say, I'm not sure how this fits here. I'm not sure how this works. I work a place and where I don't have a place to go, right? Or don't have a place for it. So how do we fix that? So I hope that clarifies it. And just know that our intention is to always figure out how to meet people's needs, right? How to make sure we follow this, not only the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law. And sometimes the spirit of the law could expand. So hopefully that helps with that. I just got 10,000 steps. I just want you to know, just by going like this. Okay, all right. All right, the next question is around go bags for external disasters and people asking where should they be in case the house is burning. And I think they are, I think they are important. I'm sorry, I got distracted by watching the thing. So go bags are usually emergency backpacks. This is going to be another thing where I'm going to answer, it depends on where you're working. It depends on who you're working with, and it depends on what you need. So go bags are different than the emergency preparedness food and things in there. They're generally not meant for sheltering in place. They're meant for, it's a fire evacuation, or there's a gas leak, or there's like someone calls and says, people need to go fast, that you have the basics to get out the door quickly. So they should be stored in a convenient place where they can be easily grabbed. And it should be located on people's emergency plans, stored in their TheraP or in their T-logs. It's a good conversation. I think the best answer is to have this on the team. The best answer is a place that everyone knows that it is and a place that makes sense for the person. So again, it's one of those things where it's always going to be, things will be a little bit different on a case by case. So I'm going to jump back a little bit before I answer the next question because I see a question in the chat where someone said, do we get paid for the holiday if we don't work it? And the answer is not hourly. So the hourly, you get double time if you work a holiday, right? So it's when you're working it, you get double time for it. That's how our holiday works for hourly employees. For DSPs, thank you. Okay, I'm moving on to the next question. I know you can be overwhelmed and you can be underwhelmed, but can you just be whelmed? Now there's a link here if you want to get the real answer, but what I know is that you can in Europe. Okay, so there's the answer to that, and they'll tell you more on the slide. All right, we had someone, and I was wondering why, submit some information about life facts, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate when people send these new ideas and things for us to look at, because at first glance, when I saw this come in, I was like, well, this is something we really should look into. And so we did. And we looked into it, and unfortunately found that we aren't able to do that because they're unauthorized in healthcare for healthcare purposes. There's a lot of research on why it doesn't work, and still studies around whether or not it's something you can do. And I listed this stuff from that they found that was from, I think it was Consumer Reports, because it was the nicest synopsis I saw. There was a whole bunch of them. And it was it was early as this last April. So this isn't old, right? That it's just still under study. There's not the very best thing, the first thing you should do is the, tell me the word because it's not Heimlich anymore. No, abdominal thrust. Thank you. They call it that, but that what you learn in CPR, how to help if someone's choking or they have an obstruction. And the concern is when you put other things like that in, that you might skip that step because without that, they're not always safe. So, well, I thank you for submitting this, and we really appreciated the opportunity to look into it. When you've got a bunch of different people coming in and out and the training involved, really our funders and all the recommendations for healthcare systems is you just stick with that process. Okay. All right. This person submitted. This was what I was wondering why. That they were told not to water the grass because it cost PCL too much money. And they came up with some, questions about why would we say that? Because we want people's yards to look nice. And certainly we don't want to create fire hazards with tall or grass that's dry, etc. And the answer really is yes, those are all true. We want people's yards to look nice, and we do not want fire hazards. So we do want you to water the lawns, right? So I'm not sure. I hope that was just some sort of miscommunication, but it is important that we take care of our lawns and water them. I think Lori sent out some materials for the Independence area around, some guidelines around that. You can reach out to most of your local communities. They might have some, tips. What is true is that we, don't go at the very heat of the day when it's 110 outside and turn the water on unless someone's playing in the sprinkler, right? But, we want to water our lawn at peak time. So there's tips when to do that. Sometimes a nice idea, I think Jackie said this morning in our briefing, maybe the AON goes out and turns them on. That's the perfect time. Be careful that we're not watering the street and the sidewalk. I mean, we should just be conservative about water, not just our bill, but because water is important that we are careful with it. So I hope that it clarifies that. If you have questions or you don't have the equipment, reach out to Walt, reach out to Lori. But we want you to take care of those lawns. All right. All right. Our next, I have an idea. Was around the wheelchair trainings that people, and this is if you work with somebody who uses a wheelchair and then you need to transport them in the vans, that we're safely using the tie downs. And the concern was that we are using just those online videos we have on Staff Links as the only training. And that, I just want to jump to the clarifying because the suggestion was a couple things around, how people are trained or taught. But the answer is we put the link to Staff Link. There's a variety of different videos you can watch that you can look at what kind of tie downs you're using, type of wheelchairs. But those are really for basic safety information to get you familiar with the ideas and the thoughts of it. Actual training, any of you who are working with somebody who needs their wheelchair tied down, and if you're a coordinator, if you're a teammate, you should be training each other. It should be, it really, I asked today in briefing, they make sure that's on your new, on the new site orientation. So when somebody new comes out, someone's actually physically going out and showing them how to do that. And then also just being careful with each other, right? So if you are working and you know how to do it and someone comes in and they're thinking they're getting ready to go somewhere, ask, have you been trained? Go outside and train them. Like we help each other by providing that hands-on training. That's the best way to do it. And then there was a great idea of creating videos for each individual location. I think that's a great tool that you can use and create for each of the homes. If you work with somebody, you can do it specifically for them. But still, that should not be the only way someone gets training. It's a really nice addition, but we need to be providing that hands-on with each other. So we asked our coordinators if you have those situations in your homes to bring this up at staff meetings and remind them and make sure those mechanisms are in place. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Lori for a bit.
Good afternoon. So Andrew sent out an email about this, but we thought we'd talk about it again. So be on the lookout for scams. So you always want to be vigilant around messages that you get. because, phishing and other fraudulent schemes are out there and they're our new normal now. So they can appear in many forms, including emails, text messages, or phone calls that can appear as a legitimate source. So some tips to help you identify and avoid scammers is be wary of any communication that asks for personal information, such as your account number, PIN, password, or social security number. Look out for unusual requests, such as somebody asking you to buy them a gift card. Check for spelling or grammar errors, which are often present in scam messages. Verify the sender's email, address, or phone number. Don't click on links or open attachments from unknown or suspicious sources. If you receive a suspicious message, report it immediately. You can send it to the IT department or your supervisor, who then will forward it on to us. Really, these are just there to help you so that this doesn't happen. So we did have a staff who received this text message that said it was from Zelly. And so there's several things wrong with this text message. For starters, that's not Zelly's phone number. If you're ever not sure, you can call the office and ask for Zelly's number or clarify with somebody who might know it. The part where he says, I can't make a call, but excellent with text, is not grammatically correct. The request to purchase Visa certificate cards, nobody will ever ask you that, especially not Zelly. If you're asked to purchase something or process, if somebody asks you to buy something, then they're going to ask you to check out petty cash to purchase it. They're not going to ask you to buy it and get reimbursed for it. And Visa certificate cards are commonly referred to as Visa gift cards. Those are all key words and things to pay attention to. I recently had somebody got a hold of my debit card information, and I got a call from the bank, and they started asking me information that I wasn't quite sure that I should be giving over the phone or that this was accurate. So I said, look, I'm going to call you back. I hung up, looked at the back of my debit card for the number that the bank gives you to call for fraud, and I called them to verify because I wanted to make sure who I was talking to was really the bank and not just somebody trying to get information from me. So if you have any questions, please reach out to IT. They're more than willing to help with these items. And then from there, we're going to go on to our altruistic August calendar. As usual, do things from this, have fun with it, do it with your family, do it with the people you support, do it with your buddies. At the end of the month or beginning of September, Desiree will send out a form that you can complete and your name will be entered into a drawing. Unfortunately, we goofed and forgot to send it out in July. So I apologize for that, but here's August. Oh, Daniel would like to know what happened with the bank. Well, Daniel, I did call back. My card was hacked. I have a great bank. I have a credit union. They canceled my card. I was able to go down and get a brand new card the next day, and they turned in over the things to the police, and they gave me my money back. So, and I knew for sure who I was talking to. Okay, then we have our August fitness tips. So these go out weekly on Facebook as well as email. There's a variety of activities that are talked about in the fitness tips. So there's usually an article at the beginning that talks about a different activity. This one talks about walking to running. There's the home workout, and then there's usually a recipe. So if you do the recipe, you do the workout 20 times, and you get a accountability buddy, and you guys go on 10 walks for the month. And then I forgot what I said. So that would be 31. I hope my math is correct. That'd be 31 entries for the month if you do all those things. If you ever have any questions about how the fitness tips work, please feel free to reach out to me or anybody from the Health and Wellness Committee, and they can help. So I do want to congratulate Jana Perkins. She is the winner of the July Fitness Tip Raffle, and she has her choice of either $50 in Dutch Brothers or Starbucks gift cards, or she can mix and match, however she wants. So for August, we'll be giving away a pair of running or walking shoes up to $100 value. A booster update. The only thing we still have going on right now is if you're 65 or older, you are eligible for the updated booster. If you haven't got it, I am going in August to a training from Kaiser. It's not really a training, it's a webinar. And they're going to be talking about upcoming vaccines and things like that. So hopefully in September, I will have some new information for you. Do you want this? Jackie wants to talk now. Thank you.
Want to talk. I'm not sure about that, but we'll, and COVID has not gone away. We've had a brief reprieve, and it has come back strong this summer. And it started around the time of camp, and we've continued to have some outbreaks, I guess you could say. So we just want to remind people about symptoms. And if you are experiencing symptoms, before you go to work, talk to your supervisor and let them know. The other thing is if you have a fever, please don't come to work. A fever of 100, 101, no, we don't want you at work. That's a key indicator. If you have a cough, think about wearing a mask while you're at work. That would be helpful to the people that you are around. So whether it is allergies or just a summer cold, just not spreading that, is nice. So think about that for those things. And then, other symptoms that are out there. A sore throat has been a big indicator for a lot of people, I hear. So a fever along with a sore throat, you might want to test. Here again are some things to prevent. Wash your hands. One of the best things you can do. If you're coughing, cough into your elbow. Try not to touch your face. Keep away. Some physical distance. Is the loss of taste or smell no longer a symptom? It is still a symptom. However, not everybody's experiencing that as much. But yes, it is still. Thank you, Daniel. And if you're feeling sick, stay home. It's really important. And then COVID, thank you changes. We've changed making some changes to thank you pay. We will still be doing thank you pay. However, we will only be applying that differential when you are supporting a person who has a confirmed case of COVID, and the differential will be $1.50 an hour. So for those people who are supporting somebody who has COVID, they will still be getting that thank you pay. And then, as always, if you have had an exposure or you have positive test results, please email confidential@pclpartnership.org and let us know, and then you will get a response from one of us who cover that email, and we will give you instructions on what to do after that. If you have just general questions about COVID, you can email the COVID response team, and that is crteam@pclpartnerships.org. All righty. If you have any more questions, email the CR team at pclpartnerships.org when it comes to COVID, and we will get an answer to you as soon as we can. And now we have a month in pictures. Thank you, Walt, for putting these together for us.
welcome back from that wonderful video. Thank you, Walt, for putting that together. It's always fun to celebrate all the fun things people are out doing. I gotta click the slide. There we go. Oh, this isn't, is my new update slide not on here? Okay. That's okay. Okay, so I have another fun slide that you'll get to see next in the know, so please stay tuned in next time. And it'll get sent out. So I was asked to come and talk about our new Hire Ambassador program. How many people in the chat are a new Hire Ambassador or know about new Hire Ambassadors? And so here at PCL, we believe that welcoming is a part of every person's role. And we know how hard it is to feel welcome when you come into 600, 700 plus employees who know everybody's name and you're the new one. So we have a program called the New Hire Ambassador, which allows every team to have one person identified to kind of take that lead role in welcoming and making sure people feel seen, valued, comfortable, confident, and squared away in their role with their supervisor and the work that they're doing, so that way they stay. We know that when people feel connected to their peers and to their supervisor, that they want to stay longer. So if you click the highlighted New Hire Ambassador link when this goes out, it will take you to our website that will show you a little bit about who is doing it, why we're doing it, and some really cool pictures and testimonies of the difference that it's made and our longevity of employees. And if you're interested, there's also a link on that website that you can apply right there, or all the contact information of who to reach out to ask more questions. So stay tuned for next month when I will showcase and talk about a particular new Hire Ambassador and all the amazing works that they are doing out and about with their teams. Any questions? I know there's a little delay. One of our staff of the month, Karen Bastachek, is a new Hire Ambassador for her IS team. And she takes that role so seriously. And it's made a huge difference. That team has grown and stayed because of her and the team's efforts on making sure welcoming happens in every piece of their job and every piece of their day. Just another reason why she's amazing and deserves that staff of the month. All right, well then I'm going to pass it over to Jackie.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about heat. I hear that we are expecting another heat wave here in the near future. Hopefully not tomorrow, because we're going to be out on the golf course tomorrow. Hopefully getting some fundraising dollars for Christmas. But some reminders about dressing light and staying cool. All of those lovely things. And what to look for when somebody might be in some distress when the heat is starting to get to them, some heat-related illnesses. So things to look for, whether it's a heat rash, a sunburn, exhaustion, or somebody who's actually having a heat stroke. The next thing, fires and being familiar with the evacuation levels. And Pilar had sent this out probably a month ago now. And we just want people to be familiar with it, make sure, again, going back to those go bags, people know where they are, that they're prepared. We were in Southern Oregon last week, I believe it was, and it was very smoky down there with the fires that were around. And so this is important to remember. We are excited about the Meet the Mission Extra DSP Hours Incentive Drawing. This time we have a gas card for $500. I feel like everybody could use that. Or If you want to do something new and maybe eco-friendly, we have $500 for an electric bike that you could win. Our next drawing will be held August 16th at 1 p.m. The eligibility period will be the 4 weeks of July 17th through August 15th. And any non-leadership team member is eligible, and all you have to do is any hours worked after your regularly scheduled hours as a DSP automatically enters you into the drawing. So that is exciting and fun. And I don't know what the person chose last time. I don't know if Lori remembers. I think it was a swimming pool or something else fun. Oh, camping gear, what they chose. Maybe she can put it in the chat if she remembers. Reminder about welcome sign-on bonuses. They are still a thing. So if you recruit somebody, they would be eligible if they are recruited and get hired as a DSP for a total of $1,000 in a year period. And we have some STC positions open, I believe, and those are eligible for a $1,000 bonus also. So if you have somebody you know who would be great. Oh, they chose the Dick's Sporting's Good. That is great. In those positions, send them our way. We are hiring. Also, recruitment bonuses. So when you send them our way, not only will they get something, you would get something also. So again, $1,000 for recruiting a DSP, ESP, Employment Support Specialist, or an area of relief, $1,000 bonus, and also $750 for those leadership admin people. So those positions that need to get filled. Rigo was the winner of that last DSP enhancement incentive thing. So nice. $500 spent at Dick's Sporting's Good sounds like a good thing to have. All right. I think it is Joanne's turn to come back up here and talk about operations and funding, Zoom meetings.
All right. So many people to talk to today. I hope it's been helpful and informative. So we had our first agency lab, and I'm going to keep doing them. So we're going to call them agency operation labs. Our next one is August 30th. I believe the invite's gone out. Attached to the invite is a little link if there's questions that you want us to, or areas you want me to focus. The intent of these sessions are optional. So I had a couple people who joined because they thought they had to because it was on their calendar. We want you to join if you want to, and certainly you don't have to. But it was great having people there just to chat about. We want them to be conversations and questions and interactive. So that's why we're using the Zoom and kind of opening it up, allowing everyone to speak. A couple of things that came in, and they came a little bit late, so I chatted about them, but we're going to do a little more follow-up because they're easier understood if we've got some pictures and graphics and things to show you how they work other than just listening to me talk about it. So we're going to spend a little bit on how we create a staffing pattern and how it's decided in 24-hour services, and a little bit of where funding comes from. So I've done that already, but I'll just do a very brief, not the whole hour thing, just a brief look at a flow chart showing how funding comes. And then anything else you all want to talk to. So I'm going to keep trying to move them around. I think I'm going to eventually I need to get to a good time. So I've asked people in the link that's the survey form to tell us your favorite time. Because I think what I heard from the group that was there last, I'd like to keep joining, and it'd be easier if there was a set time. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of a combination of both. So a set time on a regular basis, and then maybe quarterly try to do an evening and try to do a weekend. So if that doesn't fit for other people, they have that option. So we'll just keep this going and see how it goes. So thanks for all of you who are engaging in that process. Always open to your feedback on it. Oh, here we are with this again. It gets closer and closer and more real. Dang it, and more real. I told Zelly he's now officially started the It's Really Happening tour. In July, the Oregon Resource Association did a barbecue. I think there were some pictures in the slideshow where they kind of celebrated Zelly and his years of service, and some other members of our field who are retiring soon. So Zelly's retirement date is still the end of September. So we posted our first very official posting outside of the organization. We've been talking it to you all for probably the last year or so. And it was on our Facebook page. We put it on our personal page, our employee-only page. And we just want you all to know where we're at with things. There will be some celebration times for Zelly at the picnic. Like I said, we'll do the same when we are in Southern Oregon as well. So, and he's got a Gmail. You could reach out. So we're really excited for him. Sad a little bit. He and I have been doing this together for a very long time. But I'm also excited for him to take that next step on the journey. And we've been doing a lot of work in creating team structures and being ready for this kind of next step for PCL. So as always, reach out. But thank you, Zelly, and we'll hear more. We'll share more stories as we see more fun things happen over the next month and a half. Okay. Oh, here's just some more pictures of Zelly. That's the whole email that went out. Some of my pictures dropped off. This must not be the final. Here's some pictures from our walk the talk. Just really, it's always funny to me. Walter and I do this separately, but we always end up with some of the same pictures. But it's just as we're ending our slideshow, I like to highlight a few fun things that we're seeing out there on our PCL Facebook page. But thank you to all of you and engage in that because it's really inspiring and really helps for us to remind us kind of the soul of our work and why we're here. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for the work you do every day. Please try and stay cool. If you're golfing, we'll see you on the golf course. If not, I will see you at the next In the Know. Have a great day. Yes, because I forgot to talk about this.